During the Crimean War, more soldiers died from infection than in battle. Until a nurse introduced sanitary practices still in use today. When the scourge of polio hit the world, it was standard practice to strap down and immobilize patients. Until a nurse discovered that movement and physical therapy had far better results. During the Ebola outbreak, the disease was thought by many to be too contagious to treat. Until a student nurse used what she had on hand, garbage bags and duct tape, to protect herself so she could care for others.
I want to be a scientist. I'm gonna be a doctor.
I want to be a scientist. Scientists of today.
Take you along my 6-year journey.
You did not! You did not! You did not!
I got into medical school. How come you didn't tell me?
I'm telling you now. I got the email yesterday.
Oh my gosh, I was so afraid to ask.
I got accepted to PA school.
They said I would never make it, but I was built to break the mold. The only dream that I've been chasing is my own. So I sing a song for the hustlers trading at the bus stop, single mothers waiting on a check to come, young teachers, student doctors, sons on the front line knowing they don't get to run. This goes up to the underdog. Keep on keeping at what you love, and you'll find that someday, soon enough, you will rise up, yeah. She's riding in a taxi back to the kitchen, talking to the driver about his wife and his children.
I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live. My mom said to me, you know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man. And I said, Mom, I am a rich man.
Rise up, yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the Health's Commencement, a celebration to honor the next generation of health, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics leaders, also known as STEM. We have a jam-packed, inspiring celebration planned for you with some of the most dynamic, diverse changemakers in the field. We can't wait to celebrate you. But first, I want to acknowledge the very moment that we're in, a pandemic, the likes of which none of us have experienced before. COVID-19 has completely inconvenienced the way we live and exist. It has exposed the inequities in society that have existed all along. And it has unfortunately also taken lives. I'd like to take a moment of silence to acknowledge all of those who have lost their lives during this pandemic. Please join me. Thank you. I am so excited to be here as your host for this historic event to celebrate you. Now, as we get started, I want to encourage you to join the conversation on social media with the hashtag HealthSTEMencement. I'd like to take a moment to thank our lead sponsors for this event, Time's Up Foundation and the American Public Health Association, who saw a vision and decided to jump in together to host this inaugural event. Now, I'd like to move on and begin our program. First off, here's a message from some of our partners and some of our special guests.
to the memorable class of 2020 from the Center for Women in Academic Medicine and Science, where we're committed to changing the culture of STEM. You've already been such an inspiration to those of us who've traveled before you, and we are ever so confident that you will reimagine a better new world. Welcome to the most rewarding of professions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Helen Burston, CEO of the Council of Medical Specialty Societies. I want to offer my heartfelt congratulations on behalf of the House of Medicine. As you take this next step, be bold, live your passions, and seek the allies who are all around you. Now more than ever, we need you to help shape the future of medicine and science.
Hi, I'm Steph, CEO and founder of Cadence. We build intuitive movement solutions made from recycled ocean-bound plastic. As a solo female founder, I am so inspired and energized by you. I am sure the road here has not been easy, but what's important is that you're here. Congratulations, class of 2020. You have a lot to celebrate.
Congratulations, graduates. I'm Tina Chen, President and CEO of Time's Up, and we are so thrilled to welcome you to the careers of healthcare professionals who are doing such important work, to keep us all safe and healthy during this pandemic. And I really want to commend you for stepping into these roles right now during this crisis and taking on the incredibly important roles of public health professionals, which we need so desperately right now. So please take our pride, our gratitude, and our real excitement about your work, your accomplishments as you step into your careers. And know that we at Time's Up will be with you through our Time's Up Healthcare Group, through our Women on the Front Lines initiatives. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and congratulations.
Hi, this is Lisa Edelstein. I wanted to give a special shout out of congratulations to the healthcare class of 2020. Thank you so much for doing what you do. We appreciate you. We see you. I hope you make $1 gazillion doing it because we, most importantly, need you. Congratulations.
Hello, graduates. My name is Valerie Jarrett, and I wanted to add my voice to the many who are offering you congratulations at this Health STEMmencement ceremony. You've put in the time, you've worked hard, you've earned this degree, and I don't want you to let a virtual ceremony in any way take away from the magnitude of what you've accomplished. In fact, I hope more voices come forward to congratulate you because we can do it virtually. I wish I was with you in person so I could give you that hug and tell you how important it is to have you in the healthcare space now, particularly as we face this global pandemic. We are counting on you. I know that you will serve with honor, with distinction, with empathy, with tenderness, and that as a result of your service, the world will be a better place. So thank you so much. Thank you for all of the work that you have done and for the work that you will do going forward. We're rooting for you each and every day. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, this is Amber Tamblyn. I just wanted to say congratulations to the graduating class of 2020. You are the future of STEM and health, and we are so lucky to have you in this country. I know right now more than ever it must feel really terrifying to be graduating into this specific world under these specific circumstances with COVID-19 and everything else that's happening. But we are so grateful to have you. You are such an important, necessary, vital part of the future of America, and I can't wait to see what every single one of you does next. Congratulations.
Hey there, I'm Shannon Watts, founder of Moms Demand Action, and I just wanted to say congratulations on your graduation. Use your voice. It's the one thing I've learned over the last almost 8 years is that one person can make a huge difference.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm Dr. Jen Gunter. What I wished I'd heard at my graduation ceremony was to always remember the science. It is so easy with all of the biases that are around us to be derailed from the scientific method and from how a patient can only be empowered with accurate information. Try to find yourself a mentor who really speaks to you. And you know what? They're probably going to be thrilled to hear that from you, or I hope they would be thrilled because I would be thrilled. and hopefully that they'll be able to cultivate a relationship with you. But having someone who has been there imparting some words of wisdom is really invaluable. And so congratulations. This is a super exciting time. You are going to do great things.
Hi everybody, I'm Ana Brenda, and I just want to say congratulations to the 2020 graduates in healthcare fields. Your hard work and commitment is so incredibly appreciated, important, and needed now more than ever. We will be thinking of you as you graduate, and some of you head to the front lines in the COVID-19 response. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Gracias, gracias, gracias. We couldn't be more proud of you. Felicidades.
It is my honor to introduce our speakers. Dr. Monica McLemore, followed by Lisa Carlson. Dr. Monica McLemore is Associate Professor of Family Health Care Nursing at the University of California, San Francisco, where she focuses on understanding the factors that influence the health, well-being, and livelihood of low-income individuals, and particularly women of color. She is also a strong advocate for equity and reproductive justice, and is a member of the Global Leadership Board of Time's Up Foundation. Following Dr. Monica McLemore will be Lisa Carlson, who is president of the American Public Health Association and works in public health and medicine at the intersection of health sciences, research administration, and practice. Lisa is the first LGBTQ+ leader to serve in this important national role. We couldn't be more excited to hear from both of these speakers. Tune in and listen to what they have to say.
First, I'd like to thank the graduating class of 2020. You've done a lot of hard work, and I want to take this time to give you some advice about sticking to your convictions in the face of unjust systems. The scientist in me can't help but orient you to how I've arranged my comments, but the nurse in me wants to ensure that we all come along for the ride. I wish I could say that you will bring all the gifts and talents to public health infrastructure to transform the nation's health, but the truth is, as COVID-19 has laid bare for all of us to see, so many of the flaws that need a do-over, a reimagining, and a reconceptualization. I'm going to use 3 quotes that have been instrumental in my orientation to my work to help illustrate some advice I have for you. The first quote is from Toni Morrison, who told us long ago that the very serious function of racism is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work. It keeps you from explaining over and over again your reason for being. Somebody says you have no language and you spend 20 years proving that you do. Somebody says your head isn't shaped properly, so you have science working on that. Somebody says you have no art, so you dredge that up. Somebody says you have no kingdoms, so you dredge that up. None of this is necessary. There will always be one more thing. I say this to you in the midst of a pandemic that ironically hit us during the World Health Organization's designation of 2020 being the year of the nurse and the midwife. Odd times indeed. Social justice work isn't just about an outcome. It's also about the process. It is lifelong work, and yet people think that we're going to train our way out of racism, classism, homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, and every other socially constructed system we use to keep from connecting and unleashing the creativity of humanity. Which brings me to my second point, wisdom from Oprah. Because what graduation speech would not be complete without Oprah? I have heard this quote 2 different ways, so I will present them together. You can have it all, just not all at once. And the version I prefer, which is you can have it all, just not at the same time. It took me forever to figure out what she was trying to tell us. But once I got it, it completely reoriented me to managing my expectations of others. Remember, you are the expert of your own lives. Consider all advice, including mine, with a grain of salt, and use the lens that will allow you to be your most authentic self, wherever you work, whatever you do, wherever you go. Rebuilding our public health and clinical workforce and health places back to work post-pandemic shouldn't be exclusively your job, and yet here we are. You are not alone, and we will do our part. Pandemics are not normal, so let's stop acting like they are, and we can just get over it. My final point, and most important, Bell Hooks said that sometimes people try to destroy you precisely because they recognize your power, not because they don't see it, but because they see it and they don't want it to exist. I have always been a person who believes in things I can't see and things that don't exist. As a geeky Gen X child of the 80s, the idea that things don't exist should automatically be scary or impossible is a foreign concept to me. So when people ask me about my work and how is it that I'm not frustrated or angry, or depressed, or part of the posse of people that thinks the world is on fire, I always say, anything is possible. But let me clarify, being a Black person and a Black woman in the world requires this mindset. It acknowledges a simple truth that no one wants to admit, that this was all built and it doesn't have to be this way. In unjust times, it's essential to double down on what matters: our institutions, our relationships, facts, and evidence. We've seen some of the most extreme behavior from public individuals, elected officials, mentors, idols, stars, and leaders. From inaction on gun violence, both by the police and in schools, to the gutting of the social safety net, to the exchange of religious ideology for evidence-informed policy, and to the Me Too movement and Time's Up. We've also seen a failed public health response to COVID-19, and we have seen on our watch extreme behavior. But remember, we have to teach people how we want to be treated, how we want to engage with them, and how to envision a future that we all want to live in. I charge you as you move forward with your new education, your new learning, your new understanding of information, evidence, and data, that the most important thing that you can do is to tell the truth, to remember that no human is illegal on a planet that is one of many in our galaxy and our universe, that facts matter, and in all the noise and all the chaos and frustration, I charge you to do what you've been well trained to do. Use every skill you have to create change and to envision a world that no one has seen yet, because it's possible, and this could all be different. And it's up to us to make it so. So congratulations to the class of 2020, and I look forward to working with you and seeing what you can imagine.
Greetings, class of 2020, and congratulations. I'm Lisa Carlson, president of the American Public Health Association and executive administrator for research programs and operations at the Emory School of Medicine. It's the rare fourth grader who says, I want to grow up to be in public health. Your story of how you found your way here may have started with realizing you want to use science to solve practical problems, or that you have a passion for social justice. You, the class of 2020, the class of COVID-19, will have an exceptional story of the launch of your public health careers. I offer you 6 themes for my own story that I hope will carry you on your way. Lesson 1, the most important thing you will build is your community of colleagues, friends, family, and chosen family. The dancer Bella Lewitsky said, to move freely, you must be deeply rooted. We see now more than ever the importance of roots that connect us to one another. In my life, I've had chances to move away and to stay put, be that from a job or a relationship or a city. I've done both. What I've never regretted are the times I made my choice with a clear sense of the community I was choosing. Find yours and actively nurture those relationships. Lesson 2, sometimes the most important thing you can do is pause. What I regret most are the instances when I didn't trust that little voice in my head enough to slow down and listen to it, to see if it was making a good point. There was something I should have done or said that could have saved a lot of effort or time or heartache, and usually I could see in retrospect that I had known that all along. While it's true that you can't believe everything you think, it's also true that sometimes those little voices have a point. Take a moment to pause and evaluate them. Lesson 3, a good career path can often only be seen in retrospect. There's an understandable tendency at graduation to want to plan out the career ahead of you. I recommend against it. There is no plan, no blueprint. You can never know what the future will offer you, be it work in the long-standing challenge of poverty and its detrimental impact on health, or in a global pandemic of a new virus. You can't plot a course for which doors will open or close. What you can do is embrace the core tenets of public health, seek social justice, rely upon scientific evidence, act with compassion. When faced with new opportunities and challenges, make decisions that honor your values. When you look back, you'll see that you've been traveling a path to success and making an impact, even when the path wasn't initially clear. Lesson 4, it's not all about work. A robust sense of humor will serve you well in public health and in life. So will finding your own personal brand of work-life integration, which will be an active choice you will make over and over again. Find ways to disconnect from work and to reconnect with your loved ones and with nature. Getting outside is vital to our mental wellness, which is in turn vital to our overall health. Research shows that most people report better health and well-being if they spend 120 minutes a week in nature. That time is always sacred for me. I want to spend my time in nature with my wife by my side. We walk together, moving forward in the same direction to start each morning with the sunrise. It's my grounding. Find yours. Lesson 5, it's important to know why you go to work in the morning. The work that you do is certain to make the world a better, safer, and healthier place. I've been asked what I want students to bring to public health or to new hires to bring to new jobs. It's simply this: passion. We can teach you everything else, but the passion you must bring yourself. Remind yourself often that you're making change in the world. Harness that passion and show it every day. This brings me finally to lesson 6. Be kind. In every action you take, every word that you speak, and every relationship that you nurture, choose to be kind. Compassion is an active choice. Sometimes it's an easy choice. Other times, it's much harder. In every case, make the effort to be kind to one another. It will change your life and that of those you touch more than any other piece of advice I can give you. With these 6 lessons, class of 2020, I wish you success in ways you don't yet expect, great happiness, and peace of mind. These are exceptional times, and you are an exceptional class. You will change the world, and I will cheer you on. I am proud to be among you. Thank you, and congratulations.
Shining star, no matter who you are, shining bright to see what you can truly be. Hey, graduates.
You did it. It might have felt like a long road to get here, but you did it.
You all know how much dedication and sacrifice was necessary to bring you to this moment.
I think about the times when I almost couldn't hold back the tears walking across that stage because I knew how hard it was to get there.
There are some things I wish someone had told me when I graduated.
1, make sure you find a mentor. No one succeeds alone.
Stay true to your instincts.
You'll notice that there aren't many opportunities for reflection built into daily life. You'll need to find them for yourselves. Look back so you can more clearly look ahead.
Second, work together. When you look at the history of social and scientific change in our country and the world, everything gets better and faster when we do it together.
We've prepared a seat for you, but that seat is not perfect. It's up to you to shape it in your image and to add more seats to the table.
Collective voices will change the world.
The song goes on to say, shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. I like to think about that because it makes me think of all of the people who came before me who were shining stars but who had doors closed on them.
You will be told that you can't do it.
Others may make you feel as though you are an imposter or that you shouldn't be here. And I'm here to tell you, when that happens, screw that.
I hope you never let anyone tell you they can't imagine you in a role that you desire. Your potential is not defined by their lack of imagination.
And you have to resist the urge to see yourself always through the eyes of other people.
Change happens when we advocate for equity and just policies.
Speak up. Earlier in your career, it is so hard to speak up sometimes because we all suffer from imposter syndrome.
But look where we are now. We stand beneath the shade of trees we did not plant. So now, this is our time.
There is always room at the top.
Come join me and be difficult. Notice and call out opportunities to do things differently.
This is a problem, I can fix it. This is something I see wrong and I can change it. This is something I know how to do, let me do it.
You're lucky to be entering the field at this time. Yes,
even in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, because history shows us that great challenges thrust STEM forward.
Thank you for choosing to join us on the front lines of this fight.
To the huge team effort of taking care of the health of our world.
And may you find success, not success that is measured by the letters after your name, by fame, by fancy titles, by dollars in the bank, but success that is defined by personal fulfillment, your impact on those around you, your family, your friends, your patients, your colleagues.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
So wherever you are and whatever you're thinking about now, be confident in the sense that you are worthy.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Congratulations.
This is your time. No matter who you are, no matter what your path was to get here, you're here now. And I see you.
We've got your back from today forward.
I look forward to being one of your colleagues.
What excellent words from those speakers. Thank you so much for inspiring us with your words. Next, I'd like to introduce our additional speakers on the program. Andre Blackman, who will be followed by Dr. Vivian Penn. Andre Blackman is president and CEO of Onboard Health, which is an executive recruitment firm focused on bringing more talented people of color, women, and LGBTQ+ community members into health and STEM fields. Followed by Andre will be Dr. Vivian Penn. Dr. Vivian Penn created and directed the National Institutes of Health's Office of Research on Women's Health. Prior to her involvement, the National Institutes of Health did not have a department dedicated to women's health, and many research studies failed to include women. I'm so excited to hear from these trailblazers and leaders. Let's listen intently to what they have to say.
Hi, class of 2020. I am so honored to come to you today to celebrate the hard work and dedication that it's taken for you to get to this point. Science, technology, public health, medicine, all have such tremendous potential to improve the lives of everyone. You know why you chose this pathway, and we are so incredibly grateful that you did. You know, we're all living through some very, very difficult times. Problems that are new, like COVID-19, but also problems that are not so new, like the very clear inequities that we have in health around many of our communities. But with those problems, I'm confident that dedicated, passionate, insightful, and visionary leaders will come up with the solutions needed to tackle these issues. And that's where you come in. So I wanted to leave you with 3 points that have helped me in my career, and I hope that it also helps yours. So the first one is invest in yourself. Many of us are so passionate about the work that we want to do in these areas, and I love that. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves, because this is the long haul, right? The work that we're doing is not short term. And so we need to invest in ourselves. Wellness, nutrition, exercise, self-care as a whole is absolutely incredibly important. But I also challenge you to take some time to figure out some new learning opportunities. Travel is so incredibly important to help you learn how people live and how they work and how they manage their lives, and taking those lessons back to the work that you're doing. Always invest in yourself. And that leads me to the second point. People matter. Whether they're the relationships that you're in, the friendships that you're building, everyone you come across has the potential to create more partnership opportunities or career growth opportunities. But at the end of the day, how we treat each other reflects the industry and the work that we're all doing. And finally, your voice matters. Now more than ever, the importance of writing and sharing your thoughts and taking the stage and speaking on issues that matter to you They absolutely matter, and they're critical to the future that we're all building. So I encourage you to be bold as you take these next steps in this phase of your life. I'm so incredibly excited for the future, and I feel like it's incredibly bright. And it's because of your dedication and vision that it's going to be that way. Thank you so much. And congratulations.
To the class of 2020, congratulations are certainly in order for you today, along with our thank you for choosing health careers for your future. This pandemic has denied you the usual commencement festivities, being with your families, enjoying with friends, having champagne and balloons, and celebrating. So I'm hoping that this health and STEM virtual commencement will still bring you many pleasant memories of this occasion of your commencement today. Many of you have already entered into the life and death demands of health and healthcare. And you've done that with knowledge, dedication, and devotion. You're already the future of our healthcare for this country. You're prepared, devoted, resilient, brilliant, and fearless. Now, I've given a lot of thought to health education, health professions education, and science careers since I graduated from medical school. And I hate to say it, but that was over 50 years ago. When I look back, I remember my classmate in the first year saying to me, I would never be successful in medicine, and I was only taking the place of a man because women had smaller brains than men, so I'd never finish medical school. Well, I did, and he didn't. And then I can remember on the very day that I learned that I had a fellowship for postgraduate training in pathology, when one of the male professors said to me, Vivian, you'll never be a chairman of pathology because women don't become chairman of pathology. Well, I didn't become a chairman, but I did become a chair. And I can recall when the Office of Research on Women's Health at the NIH was first started, there were many who criticized the effort and thought we were just being PC. So I'm pleased that now we went on to demonstrate the scientific bases for sex and gender factors in health and in science, and also the importance of the inclusion of women and men in research studies. And I hope that today those are really routine considerations. So take some lessons from those experiences I had, and I'm sure you can recount similar ones, I hope not too many, and realize that with a bit of grit and determination, perhaps a little bit of tact every now and then, but also some perseverance, all of you can overcome any barriers that may confront you. So I challenge you to think about pursuing and obtaining those leadership positions, those decision-making positions, so that you will be in a position to change organizations so that traditional biases and stereotypes do not prevent you or those that follow you from reaching your highest goals within health and health professions. I think in addition to looking at the changes in technology and scientific advances that are transforming medicine, and it truly is transforming medicine, that there are 4 themes that we really need to keep in mind when we think about the human aspects of healthcare with which we all are confronted and will be confronted. And those 4 E's that I like to call them are empathy, equity, ethics, and excellence. The need for empathy is a major lesson from this pandemic. Medicine and healthcare will never be the same, but it's up to you to help us make it better. With more trends towards virtual communication and telemedicine, how do we compensate for that lack of personal touch, for the actual presence of the patient, for that communication that a personal presence can bring, so that we do not see patients as virtual beings, but as human beings? And how do we keep that compassion in our care of patients or in development of policies for patients such that empathy remains foremost right along with scientific and technological advances in even the most desperate illnesses or concerns, regardless of your discipline or your profession? Keeping a sense of morality and ethics in our approach to healthcare. How do we decide in the future the kind of decisions that we're faced today and make sure they're done appropriately? Like who gets the best treatment? Or when, for instance, the ventilators are in short supply, who gets the ventilators? How do you decide who deserves those? Or the tests, if they're not available, who gets those tests? Who are the ones who deserve those? So we need to think about fair and equitable manner without biases in our approach to health, healthcare policies, and how we deliver healthcare. The basic principles of ethics and justice have been called upon over and over as policies and practice are implemented in the effects of this pandemic. I hope you will keep that in mind as you make decisions and decide on healthcare, how healthcare should be delivered in the future. Now, the implications of health disparities have been made rudely evident by the disparities that have become so evident during this pandemic. So I challenge you to keep in mind the principles of equity, not just in how healthcare is delivered, but in assuring equity for those who want to pursue healthcare careers, equity in achieving or providing the care or guidance for wellness, or facing adversity related to health and the social determinants of health, be they racism, sexism, homophobia, whatever that bias is called or isn't called, because we know that bias still exists. And always excellence, doing your best and then better, being academically and spiritually prepared. You're all superstars in your own right, so I don't have to tell you about excellence or define it for you. And I'm sure you're going to bring excellence to everything you do. But just keep in mind with that the other principles of empathy, equity, ethics with your excellence. And with all of that, be selfish, be self-confident. It's important to have confidence in yourself and what you can do and what you can achieve. But don't let assumed arrogance destroy the virtues of self-confidence that you have. Your brilliance and resilience can help the world and can inspire others. Remember, each of you is special and unique. Only you are you. Reach for the stars and reach for your dreams that led you to choose your fields in healthcare, so that you're not stuck down in the mud with those who were doubters or tried to prevent you from reaching your goals. I'm sure that all of you have many other words of wisdom which you can share with us. So I look forward to that wisdom and the freshness of ideas and innovations that you will bring to healthcare as you lead us into tomorrow. Congratulations, but beyond that, thanks to you.
I want to salute you for all of the things that you have endured. This is an incredible milestone.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We are so excited to have you join the field. You are so needed right now and so appreciated. So thank you for all of your hard work, and we look forward to seeing you out in the field.
Congratulations, graduating class of 2020. We need you now more than ever.
Congratulations on your wonderful achievements. Your hard work has paid off.
Great decision making, great choices. Welcome to Health STEM.
You've done it. Today's the culmination of your hard work, sleepless nights, studying, taking tests. It's today, the payoff. Speak up for those who are voiceless. Step up for those who cannot advocate for themselves.
So in your work, whether that's medicine or science, remember that what you're doing is to help people.
My wish for you is that nothing ever causes you to lose sight of why you wanted to be a physician in the first place.
Biggest piece of advice I can give for you, especially for those of you from diverse backgrounds, is to believe in yourself. There will always be barriers. There will always be people who will tell you what you can't do. I have accomplished things in my career in a speed that I never thought was possible. And that's because I've had people backing me and believing in me, just as you have people backing you and believing in you.
You got in, you did enough to graduate, you belong here. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. You deserve to be where you are.
Always know your worth, and I want you to know that you belong.
If you stop talking now, you're probably never going to start talking again. So that's something that I've kept in mind all these years. As a Muslim woman, she covers her hair, but not her mind. And keeping an open mind has been critical to me.
Inupiaq Miaruna, Napaktuk Miaruna. I'm Inupiaq from the Napaktuk Miut tribe. Which questions will you ask? How will you answer them? And what will you do when people who are answering them in an irresponsible way do that? This is your chance to change the future of science.
Any year, any graduation, I would be so proud of you and so thrilled to welcome you into our professions. And this year, more than ever,
One of the greatest life skills is becoming comfortable with the unknown, becoming adept at adapting, and being able to say, I don't know. But we really don't have to cover that since you've been baptized by fire during a global pandemic.
Here's why I'm jealous. You're scientists. Scientists' whole job is to figure out solutions to problems. It's a big old problem in the world right now. Who better to fix it?
Continue to use all your grace, all your talents, and all your humanity to change the world.
One small piece of advice. For the next month, 3 months, 6 months, heck, even multiple years, I recommend you leave some type of item outside of patient rooms, say your stethoscope. That way you can tell your patient you accidentally forgot something, exit the room, run down the hall as fast as you can, and Google all of the information you seem to have forgotten. But in all seriousness, I wish you the best along your journey. You have entered a noble and fulfilling profession, and I hope that you find everything that you've desired.
Life is not the thing you do after you've established your career. These journeys are traveled together, so be sure to enjoy life and the other things you love while you're working on this career.
It's a long life and you should enjoy it along the way.
There are so many ways to do STEM and have a family or travel or do whatever it is that you want to do. Pave your own path, make your own way. This is your life. Congratulations.
I'd like to read to you an excerpt from one of my favorite poems. Continue to remind the people that each is as good as the other and that no one is beneath nor above you.
Be kind to others always. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Find your raft of bitches, as we say in times of healthcare, an analogy to otters, as female otters hold hands to keep afloat. When women come together, they elevate, support, and promote each other.
Congratulations on your accomplishments and best wishes to you on your life's path.
Welcome to the field. I'm so proud of all of you. Congratulations, everyone.
You should be very proud of yourselves.
Wow, what an exceptional mashup that was of inspiring words from so many different leaders throughout healthcare. That was phenomenal. I'm feeling inspired. I hope you are as well. And now I want to introduce our next speakers, Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha, followed by Dr. Joan Reed. Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha is the founder and director of the Michigan State University and Hurley Children's Hospital Pediatric Public Health Initiative. She was one of the first to recognize that Flint, Michigan's children's lead levels in the blood doubled after the water was switched from the Detroit River to the Flint River. Dr. Hanna-Attisha will be followed by Dr. Joan Reed. Dr. Joan Reed is Harvard Medical School's inaugural Dean for Diversity and Community Partnership, the first person to fill this role ever, and a member of the National Academy of Medicine and creator of several programs that support minority and women physicians, as well as supporting students of color in achieving their dreams in biomedical science careers. I'm excited to hear from these two phenomenal women. Let's listen in to what they have to say.
Hello, congratulations. My name is Mona Hanna-Attisha. I'm a pediatrician with Michigan State University and Hurley Children's Hospital in Flint, Michigan. I'm so excited to be here with you, albeit virtually, but I got my cap and gown out, and I'm just really thrilled to be celebrating this occasion with all of you. So I was the pediatrician that helped uncover the Flint water crisis, and since then I have been working on our long-term recovery. By now, most of you know the story of Flint. It's probably the story of one of the most emblematic environmental and public health crises of our time. It's a story of what happens when the people charged with keeping us healthy and safe care more about money and power than they do about us. It is a story of a health injustice. And as much as the story of Flint is a story of a crime committed with absolute indifference against some of the most vulnerable people in our country, it's also a story of how everyday people, moms and pastors and activists and journalists and scientists and students and doctors, people just like you and me, came together and said, "We've had enough," and fought back. It's a story of academics and health professionals of all disciplines walking out of our comfort zones, out of our hospitals and clinics and classrooms and institutions, and into the community, working hand in hand in humble partnership to challenge the status quo. The story of Flint is a testament to the idea that individuals working together from all walks of life and all disciplines can absolutely make a difference. And in some ways, the Flint story is really a playbook of resistance and hope. And that is a story that we all need right now. And that's what I want to share with you today. Because the story of Flint is not isolated. There are communities everywhere, from the Rust Belt to rural America to coal country and beyond, Black, brown, white, all of us, many of us, that wake up to some of the same disparities, the same nightmares of poverty, injustice, lost democracy, and stolen opportunity. This is all happening now, and this all impacts the health of our communities, filling our hospital beds, dropping life expectancies, and deteriorating our public's health. And this is where we need you. Your work is about joining us, all of us. It's about standing on the front lines every single day, holding those lines against sickness and disease, and also holding those lines against inaction and apathy. Today, in light of the pandemic, which has exposed so many of our underlying health injustices, this is especially critical because our collective work is unfinished and quite possibly more important than it ever was before. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in health is the most shocking and inhuman. Our communities cannot afford to have the guardians of medicine and health, and that's all of you, shut their eyes, look away, and stay silent to injustices that threaten their health. The integrity, vision, science, and activism of the healthcare workforce is imperative to fix these critical problems of today. I urge you, all of you, to use the tools that you learned in school and the tools that you will continue to acquire, because this is all about lifelong learning, to keep your eyes open. I urge you because I believe in you. I believe in every single one of you. Let your clarity of vision and your broad health perspective show you the world as it should be, not the imperfect place that it is. From this day on, you are all entrusted to be the voice of health, and we are all depending on you. And when we do all come together in our many different voices, from our many different disciplines, from all around this nation, we can each be a piece of the answer. We can each work to solve the many problems all around us, just as we did in Flint. So let us work together towards that healthy America. Congratulations. I am so excited to call all of you my colleagues. We need you. Thank you.
Hello. I'm so pleased to be able to join you in this time of celebration and to have this opportunity to extend a word of congratulations for all that you've accomplished. It's through your hard work, your dedication to excellence, and ability to forego the familiar or comfortable that you've been able to pursue what at times may have felt like unfamiliar paths, hostile territory, uncharted spaces, or distant dreams. You've done this in ways that have enabled you to achieve so much. You have been disrupting assumptions that may have belonged to others, but also some that came from our own inner voices. You've raised the bar, and you've created the foundation for your future. As you step forward onto your next stage, I challenge you to continue to position yourselves so that you have the power to set priorities and define your personal career path in ways aligned with your own purpose, potential, and passion. You will not journey alone or without a compass Others have pointed us in the direction of true north, a direction towards equity and justice. Like those amazing women who came before you and before me, there's an opportunity to acknowledge their strength of conviction, their courage and faith, an opportunity to be shored up by their belief in the future, understanding that you represent that future. These ladies of excellence believe that it can be better. Today, as we're surrounded by uncertainties, unknowns, and very challenging times, we're in the midst of a health crisis that tests us as individuals, as professions, as professionals, as a nation, and as global citizens. A health crisis that's laid bare so clearly disparities that exist in our society, disparities that preceded COVID-19 and that will be here post-COVID-19. There's been some discussion, I would say inadequate discussion, about how we should respond in the present, but really we should be considering how we need to respond, what we need to do as we move forward and towards the future. There are so many unknowns, but you graduates of 2020 have proven yourself as learners, as knowledge generators, as boundary-spanning innovators, as challengers of what is wrong and defenders of what is right. As individuals, you are prepared and are preparing to take on the complexity of the world in which we live, not alone, but together with others. I ask you, what will be your role in determining how we will evolve as a society? Will it be toward or away from our central tenets of our democracy, such as equity and justice and opportunity? I ask this with a clear understanding that diversity and inclusion are essential if we're to actualize, if we're actually to live out these lofty foundational goals and values. Martin Luther King once said, and I quote, "One of the great liabilities of history is that all too many people fail to remain awake through periods of great social change." He went on to say that today our very survival depends on our ability to stay awake, to adjust to new ideas, to remain vigilant, and to face the challenge of change. As you step forward, please be informed by your values, guided by your vision, secured by vigilance, understanding that you must be present, you must understand and be a part of the world that's going on around you. Maintained by your voice, not allowing others to silence you, you must be heard. And strengthened by victories, understanding that it's not by voice alone that we create change, but we must act. So I return to that challenge. A challenge for you to position yourself so that you have the power to set priorities and define your own personal career path in ways that are aligned with your purpose, potential, and passion. This is your life and your future. I believe in you. So many of us believe in you. So many of us are counting on you to carry us forward and to join us in creating positive change. So I say, go forward, make a difference, and congratulations.
How exciting! All of these wonderful words of wisdom. I just am feeling so motivated, and I hope that you are finding encouragement, inspiration, and celebration in each of these speakers. Our next speaker is Dr. Georges Benjamin. Dr. Benjamin is the Executive Director of the American Public Health Association. He is a former secretary of the Maryland Department of Health and a member of the National Academy of Medicine. Let's welcome Dr. Benjamin.
Hello, I'm Dr. Georges Benjamin, the Executive Director of the American Public Health Association. And I want to thank you for allowing me to both speak to you today and help celebrate your academic accomplishments. When I graduated from medical school, my parents were excited about me putting up my shingle and being a real doctor. Of course, I had to do my residency first, and since I was in the Army, they understood that I would be practicing and fulfilling my obligations there in the Army before I had my own practice. However, I had a secret that they were not aware of. During medical school, I had fallen in love with emergency medicine. My mother wasn't sure emergency medicine was being a real doctor, but I assured her I was a real practicing physician, but I was kind of unsure that she was convinced. Later, after I left the Army Medical Corps, I remained in emergency medicine. My mother continued to ask me when was I going to set up a practice and be a real doctor. Later, as I went into administrative medicine, she remained hopeful that one day I would really practice medicine. And then I went into public health. I knew then I had to come up with a better explanation to provide to her and prove to her that I was what I told her, that I was a real doctor. So here's what I said. I said, Mom, when I'm in the ER and someone comes in with a rat bite, I give them the best clinical care I can. I clean the wound, I put on a clean white dressing, and I give them a shot for tetanus. Now, moms know that tetanus shots are given by real doctors. And then I went on to say, but Mom, if 10 people come into the emergency room with rat bites, I won't be doing anyone any good unless, in addition to take caring the wound, I do something to get rid of the rats. Of course, my mom got it with a twinkle in her eye, and I suspect because she was my mom, she had gotten it all along. Now, my journey into public health was an evolution of my understanding of my role, not as only a healthcare professional, but as a chief health strategist for my community. I realized that if it hurt people or killed people, it was my responsibility. And also I had a role in helping people to achieve health. And ensuring individual health is a really complex process. It's based on the interaction between your genetics, our environment, and our behavior. But it also became clear to me that health was more than an insurance card and a doctor's office. Health was access to quality health care. It was access to quality housing. It was access to safe, affordable food. It was access to clean air and clean water. It was about quality education. If you live in a community with poor transportation systems that prevent you from getting the healthcare services, then your health is impeded. Where we dump our trash or build our homes in relation to environmental hazards is a health issue. Even having safe areas to play and exercise is important to our ability to be healthy. And of course, stress caused by racism and discrimination, income inequality, and violence play a significant role in preventing both healthy people and healthy communities. So it became clear to me that if I used my education and engaged in my community, I could have a health impact beyond what I could have alone if I just had that one-on-one relationship with my patients. I learned it could, in fact, improve the health of tens to hundreds to millions of people. And for several years, I did both clinical practice, engaged in both that and public health. Then I eventually moved into health administration full-time. And it was clear there was an opportunity for me both to do clinical practice and to get involved in policy development. In fact, as you embark on your careers, you too now have the opportunity to be a leader in your community. I believe you now have the responsibility to join me in getting rid of the rats. You can do this by ensuring the conditions are there for people to be healthy in a way that is just and equitable. In short, you now have a prominent role in being your neighbor's keeper. And for those of you who believe in individual responsibility, as I do, this community duty is an important component to assisting the individual in meeting their own responsibilities. For example, while it's important for the individual to improve their nutrition and exercise regularly, it's very difficult to do so if the streets are not safe and there are no stores that offer fresh fruits and vegetables. With your knowledge, you can help policymakers understand this link. It is difficult for our children to do their best in school, and you do your best in work if you are both hungry. We can all work through our various roles to ensure that we have a health system with everyone in and nobody out. We know a lot about the math, engineering, and sciences, but if you can't translate into practice to help humanity, then that knowledge is interesting, but of little practical value. Good science is the key to advancing our society, but must be adequately funded and appropriately used to craft sound public policy. Now, for those of you who are going to work in the health or social programs, you will have the special opportunity to provide the work central to assessment of community needs and ensuring the needs are met through sound policies and programs. In addition, your family members, faculty, and community leaders of all stripes can play a role in demanding the policy changes to make our communities safer, healthier, and more resilient. Building the capacity for communities is our task for the 21st century. We spend over $3 trillion in the United States, and we don't get the best value for that dollar. We rank 34th amongst highly developed nations on health. But suppose we decided to get what we paid for. Suppose for a moment we as a nation decided to be the healthiest nation on earth. And imagine further, we decided to do this in one generation. What a legacy for our children. Your education and skills are amazing, important, and a remarkable achievement, but by themselves, they're not sufficient to truly change the world and improve our health. Computer scientist Alan Kay is often quoted to say, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. By focusing our efforts as a nation on the health of our communities, you can help us achieve a bright future for the 21st century. I've always said the purpose of life is to live as long as you can, as well as you can, and have a short but glorious ending. Today, you get to celebrate your accomplishments. Tomorrow, you get to help change the world. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Well, we have reached the conclusion of our program. I hope that you're feeling inspired, excited, and motivated for all that you will bring to the world through your careers in health and science and technology, engineering, math, and everything in between. We really do need you. If this moment hasn't shown you that, it is clear now more than ever. We need you. We need your leadership. We need your talent. We need your insight, your innovation. We need your diverse perspectives. We need you. I want to thank you, and I want to thank all of your families and community of supporters for watching. I want to thank our speakers and participants, all of you who took time, some of you who are fighting on the front lines right now. Thank you for taking the time to be a part of this moment of celebration. I want to encourage our audience to continue the conversation on social media with hashtag HealthSTEMencement. Love to thank Time's Up Foundation, Time's Up Healthcare, the American Public Health Association. Thank you to all of our partner organizations who all saw this vision and jumped in and jumped on board to make this come to fruition. A special thank you to the students who made this come to fruition: London Robinson, Nicole Katz, Sarah Newhall, Zareen Rahman, and videographer Stephanie Hahn. I want to thank you, students. You all made this happen. This was your vision. Thank you for the opportunity to work to make it come to fruition. And finally, I want to leave you with some words of wisdom. When I graduated, we were in a very similar situation somewhat. I graduated from Xavier University of Louisiana in 2006. If any of you remember what happened around that time, the Gulf Coast, and specifically New Orleans and Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, and Alabama and Mississippi were hit with one of the strongest hurricanes to hit the United States. That was Hurricane Katrina. So Hurricane Katrina completely interrupted my senior year of college. It was not at all what we had in mind. There were several classmates I never got to see again. In my senior year, which should have been a time of celebration, quite frankly, turned into survival of the fittest. And it was a difficult time. I fought hard to finish. I worked 3 jobs, and I had a full course load to complete my Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. So I know just a little bit about how it feels to maybe not have had the year you envisioned being your final year of completing a program. But it doesn't have to be the end. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. So from the Katrina class to the Corona class, I want to tell you, this is just the beginning of your career. There's so much more to come. Allow this to motivate you, to push you, to contribute all that you can to the society that truly needs you, to the fields that need you, to your communities that need you. Thank you for persevering. Thank you for inspiring us. And we can't wait to see what else you will accomplish. We invite you to join us, especially Time's Up Healthcare. You can follow us on Twitter at Time's Up Now. You can subscribe by texting 30644, by texting Time's Up to 30644. And I also encourage you to follow the American Public Health Association. All of these careers in health, science, technology, engineering, and math all have public health connotations to them. So we invite you to join our communities as well. Please keep in touch with us. We are so proud of you. Congratulations and thank you. Have a nice evening.